Thank you. I'd like to call to order the Finance Committee meeting at 7:02. In attendance are Councilwoman Gilchrist, Councilwoman Heenan, Councilman Limpert, Councilman Madden, Councilman Murray, Councilman Scarrow, Councilman Shimsky, the Mayor, Law Director, Finance Director, HR Director, Economic Director, Safety Director, Service Director, Chief of Staff, and guest. Tonight is Resolution 2025-97, the Chagrin Valley engineering contract. It's a resolution dispensing with the RFP process and authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement for professional engineering services with Chagrin Valley Engineering, renewing the terms and conditions of its current agreement with the city through 2028 and declaring an emergency. Mayor, I believe Mr. Upton will be doing this weekend, or do you have anything to add?
Nothing to add since last week, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Upton?
Yes, thank you. This, the legislation before you authorizes the mayor to enter into an extension agreement with Chagrin Valley Engineering for another 3 years. We have been more than satisfied with Mr. Filarski and his firm. You might remember the EQ Basin project at his direction. The re-engineering saved us several $1 million on the project. There is a rate increase that is 10% over the previous rate. The first contract was the same fee for 3 years, and so now it's increased, but that makes up for it not increasing over the first 3 years of the contract. It's the administration's intention at the conclusion of this contract to then reissue an RFQ to kind of test the market again after this renewal.
Thank you. Yeah, from last week, you weren't here, but we did, really had no issues with Chagrin Valley. Mr. Filarski is doing a great job. Everybody's happy with that. We just, my personal self had some questions. We talked about these yesterday, and I'm just going to relay some of the stuff to my committee and to the rest of the council, because all my questions were answered, and I appreciate that. But a couple things that I had that I wanted to talk about last week was the GIS mapping, and so the committee and the council, it was pretty much instituted by Chagrin Valley. They built this program up from the ground up. We never had this before, so some of these costs, or pretty much a lot of the costs, were for getting the database set up and everything, and starting with the storm sewer system. Then we went to the streets, then we're using it now for the sidewalks. And my question was going to be, do we see that to start come down? And it was told to me, yes, this prices that we have, since it's already been established, will dwindle. So that was good to hear, but it's a valuable tool. I'm glad we're using it, and so that's going to be something that's going to be real useful for us as a city. The second thing was I asked about phase 1 engineering fees, like $305,500, and our phase 2 engineering fees for the park, both of those fees for the park, $161,500. My question was, where did that money come from? I didn't know if it was from our general fund, how it was paid out, but I was also told that that was paid through our debt service already, since we already went out and got the $7 million some odd dollars, so that's been being paid from that debt. And because we had to also pay the fees, we had to pay contractors, so that was good. I was glad to hear that. It was part of our debt. And the third thing was, I was told by our city engineer now, Rick Wagner, that he no longer will be able to do the pre-inspection on the sidewalks. He's just one man, and we don't have, just doesn't have enough time. Last year he had to do them in January and February, and it wasn't real feasible to try to look at sidewalks with 10 inches of snow and ice and everything else. So with all these other projects going, he is just, he's weighted down. So they decided, Chagrin Valley, they would take this program over, and they did this hourly rate for what Rick was making and how many hours it took him to do Ward 4, and it's approximately $11,000 that he spent his time. So that's going to be put forward through Chagrin Valley with their people now for $11,000. So they feel that they'll get that done in a timely manner, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4 people to use that 11,000 up to go through Ward 2 next year when they go. And I think it'll be money well spent, and that Rick can concentrate on all the other projects that we'll have going for us in the city. So, oh, and the other one was, sorry, the Lorraine Road resurfacing engineering fees for $210,000. That I thought might have been debt too, but we have not taken debt out for Lorraine Road. That's being paid from that permanent street and storm fund, and that's where that money came from to pay for Lorraine Road engineering fees. So,
Mr. Chair, could I
Sure.
just,
yes,
the list that you had, it did not have the funds where it was coming out of. So a lot of those, like the wastewater thing, that came out of the wastewater treatment plant fund. And so if you see the type of project, that's where it came from. Only the basic engineering questions and things
Right.
like that are coming out of the general fund. So, but if you have any other questions on that list, I'd be more than happy to look it up for you, sorry.
okay, that's fine. So that's all I have with that. I was satisfied and glad I got those answers. But even probably last week, we're gonna need to have some more time to look at all these, but we got them. So I'm open up to committee. Anybody?
Yeah, just,
Mr. Lippert?
do we know what fund does the sidewalk 11,000, what's that gonna come out of?
It should come out of the sidewalk fund.
The
That
sidewalk
comes up
fund,
as-
however, the sidewalk fund is funded through transfers from the general fund, or if there's monies that, if people decide to pay for their sidewalks, then it comes to us through, either assessment, but not if
Or
they
they
pay
pay
the,
cash
do
for
they
it.
pay the contractor directly?
Yeah, yes.
So that it doesn't come through us in that point, so,
And just a note.
or they choose to do their own.
Just a note, if I could get if we can get when those will be executed, the assessments, I think there's some council people that wanna revisit just some parts of the sidewalk legislation. So knowing when that'd be.
When the assessment legislation,
No, when the actual program starts where they'll do the assessment.
will do.
And they'll do the assessment.
Absolutely will do.
The guidelines that they follow do the assessment.
Well, absolutely.
I'm not saying we're gonna change anything, but I think it's been a while since we looked at the guidelines.
Any other from committee? No. Council?
Yeah, when, the sidewalks, wasn't it gonna be, if they didn't fix them themselves, it would be tacked onto their taxes, so
And that's what the
that money.
assessment would then
Okay.
come, but it comes like once a year and it's in arrears, like we can only send assessments in September
Okay,
of each year, so it's a whole year behind, so we have to pay the contractor,
I see.
so that's why money has to come from the general fund, but a lot of it is still funded through the general fund. And
Okay.
It's not a break-even proposition.
Okay, got it.
Anything else from council? Okay, seeing none, is there a motion to recommend to all of council?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Lippert, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Ward. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Vote passes by 3-0, that motion. And I conclude the finance report committee meeting, I'm sorry, at 7:11. Thank you.
tendon in my ankle's cold.
Okay, the caucus meeting of October 21st, 2025 will now come to order at 7:15 PM. Present are Councilwoman Gilchrist, Councilwoman Heeman, Councilman Lippert, Councilman Madden, Councilman Mari, Councilman Scarrow, Councilman Shimsky, the Mayor, Law Director, Finance Director, HR Director, Economic Director, Safety Director, Service Director, Chief of Staff, and guests. If there are no additions or corrections, the caucus meeting minutes of October 7th, 2025 are approved as written. There are two items on the agenda being requested for suspension this evening. The first is Resolution 2025-99 on second reading. Mayor Jones, would you like to talk about this?
Thank you, Mr. President. This was heard in committee last week. This is the 3-year agreement with the City of Bay Village for dispatching services for their police department. As Director Schofield mentioned last week, the reason for suspension is because the City of Bay Village has already adopted their contract with us, and they are scheduled to come on board with us next month. So the sooner that this contract can be executed through our council, then we can have all the lawyers sign off on the final and transfer them over, and we are in business with them.
Thank you. Any questions from council?
I have a question.
Yes, Councilman Marley.
Just in general, cities that only say, sign on with the police, is the eventual plan to bring their fire on at some point? Or is it completely up to the city themselves?
Councilman Murray, what an excellent question that we should explore further in a committee meeting, perhaps. But the short answer to that is that the state of Ohio and also the county that we live in, Cuyahoga, have for over a decade now have asked all dispatches to consolidate to not only consolidate among themselves, but that the best practice is to dispatch police and fire together, which North Olmsted has done in our existence for a long time. But that is a best practice, and that is what eventually everyone will hope to move to. It is up to each individual city, though, as to how they handle their dispatching services at this point.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, are there any objections from council to suspension for this? The next suspension request is for Resolution 2025-101 on first reading. Mayor Jones, would you like to talk about that?
Thank you, Mr. President. Director Upton is here to address the specifics of this resolution, but it is, we are asking for suspension because of a grant deadline that we'd like to meet for this.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Wait, to be
Yeah,
called
no,
on, sorry. Mr. President, thank you. This grant is the NOACA's Transportation for Livable Communities. It is the same program under which we did the Lorraine Road planning effort. The grant is to pursue funding for a 0.85 mile connector multi-use path on the north side of Lorraine Road that would mirror where the construction is happening next year from Stearns all the way through Porter. The project scope includes the right-of-way acquisition, engineering, and construction of the multi-use path. The total projected cost is a little bit short of 1.2 million. Our local share is 238,000, and the source of the local share is the Great Northern TIF Fund, which since it's been expanded to the Lorraine Road TIF has substantially overperformed our 2025 projections, and there's sufficient funds in the cash balance to commit that to matching should we be awarded.
Thank you. Any discussion? Councilman Lippert?
So as a multi-use path from maintenance and support perspective, more expensive or cheaper than our current? I assume the sidewalks are be gone.
It's the sidewalks, so ultimately, after the sidewalks are constructed and installed, they go back to each individual property owner's maintenance obligations, just like the sidewalk in front of your house. The multi-use path you'll see, obviously in front of Helene Kia, in front of the park, to extend that so bikers can legally bike on the path.
So it's really the sidewalk that's just been extended to 10 feet.
Correct,
That's
correct.
all it is. It's just a big sidewalk.
Is it still cement then, or
Yes.
is
Yes,
it
yes.
concrete.
more? Okay.
Yes, the 10-foot wide sidewalk on Lorraine Road will be cement.
So it will be more costly to maintain since it's basically
The
double.
cost, that will be on the property
Oh,
owner.
I know that, but it's something to consider. Not every business, there's not all, not every, and, yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay, are there any objections from council to suspension?
And what's the what's the timeline to deliver the grant that it has to be
I
suspended?
think it's already been,
The,
it's overdue, I believe.
these are allowed post-submission, but they're required within a certain time period after the submission of the grant request.
I think it was October 10th, I believe.
It was about a week and a half ago, yes.
Yeah. I hope so.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna move into signing legislation, resolution 2025-101, which is on suspension, is assigned to finance. Resolution 2025-102 is assigned to public safety, health and welfare. So we'll go into scheduling committee meetings for Tuesday, October 28th. Councilman Shimsky, would you like to schedule a public safety, health and welfare committee meeting?
Yes, I would, I guess 7 o'clock till we're done.
Okay, I think you're the only one. Thank you, 7 o'clock till we're done. Does anyone on council have anything else they wish to bring up this evening? Anything from the administration?
No, Mr. President.
Thank you. Seeing nothing else, the caucus meeting of October 21, 2025 is adjourned at 7:22. Thank you.